Welcome to the Drew Yari Show.
Welcome to the show. If you're listening, it's already Wednesday. And you already know who I am. Welcome. If you guys follow me on Twitter and Facebook, you saw that I'm a co-host. Welcome to the show. Introduce yourself, this new co-host.
Well, hello there. Thank you for having me. My name is Jessica, aka Queen High Times. So, all y'all Xbox Live, y'all hook up, come get me, I need help over here.
So how the name Queen High Times come about?
Well, originally, many months ago, when the 60 was really big, my cousin had his gamer tag as High Times 210. When the 1 came out, I guess I had to make like some new account or some new name because it wouldn't carry over, and so he had come King High Times. So when I got my own account, of course, being the wife, I'm the queen, so Queen High Times.
Oh, is that nice?
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I can't say no.
How long have you had that account, or how long you had that name?
I want to say about maybe a year or two.
I've literally had
too busy working and going to school, so I never really had time to play live.
Yeah, I'll see like the account on. I'm not sure if it's you playing or if it's somebody else. So yeah.
Normally, if the account's on, it's me. But I'll be playing games like Injustice or Mortal Kombat with kids, something that they're like, okay, my turn, instead of turning around and shooting people up.
When it comes to video games, I'm just kind of like simple. Like I know the big game out right now is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh,
and
dear Lord, yes.
And I'm just like, everyone's like, oh my god, Red Dead Redemption 2's out. I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm just like, meh. Because I remember...
I wish I had that reaction. No, dear Lord, every person with extra testosterone in their body over here is like, Red Dead, oh my god.
Because I remember, like, my friend played the first one, and I would just, like, watch him play it. I'm like, what's the appeal to this game, honestly? I don't know. I don't know if it's because...
It's like a cowboy version of Skyrim to me, honestly. Like... You get your free roam, you have your map, you have your fast travel, your slow travel, and you got your little side games. Like you got your side missions in Skyrim, but here you get to play like poker and blackjack, and you get to gamble, and then you get your quick draw matches. So like, there's different things you get to do, different missions and stuff. So I just call it the cowboy version of Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean,
now, if you want to talk about undead version, the undead is shit that I can play all day, but the regular Red Dead, not too much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's because I'm not like. When it comes to cowboys, I'm not all crazy about it. So, I don't know. But, yeah, usually games that people are, like, crazy about, like Fortnite, for example, I just kind of thought of it. Yeah, that game just looks so generic to me.
For what they're supposed to be. For the rant and rave that it's supposed to be, it is. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, video games, I'm just like... Yeah, well, Jess had to take care of some business. But, when it comes to video games, I'm just very simple. I know what I like, and just certain games I'd rather just watch than actually play. The first Red Dead I didn't really care for. Yeah, she's back.
Never procreate, just saying.
Yeah, we have cats, so we're good.
I wish I could be like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boop. Fucking cat. There we go.
Yeah, the difference between a cat and an actual human child is if you throw a child... You can't throw a child out on the porch if it shits on the couch.
Not on the porch? No, but I can definitely throw it somewhere.
Or, yeah, is that considered child neglect?
Child abuse, yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
That's a juicy topic. Oh, no, they know. They hear the mommy hear me roar, and they start covering butts and start scooting on the couch like a dog, so... No, they know.
I've learned to never piss you off or get on your bad side, like ever.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, like going back to games, like there's certain games I'd rather just watch and actually play. Like Resident Evil.
I do.
What was it?
I do. I quite enjoy sit down and watching my husband. My husband is the big gamer. It's me that normally took him to GameStop at first to buy the game before you had the Microsoft Store. And then I was like, fuck yeah, I don't have to drive anywhere. Fucking stay on my couch.
Yeah, I mean, but like, I think it depends on the deals. Because like sometimes Microsoft will have a sale. But like, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of like anal like that. I like to check my options first.
Sometimes, and then get those bonus packages.
You're right there?
I'm scratching my leg, I'm sorry.
It seems pretty intense.
It is pretty bad.
Oh my.
It's been an ant pile.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like this was earlier today?
Yesterday, as a matter of fact. When it was warmer, I let the kid go out and play in the backyard. And I was kind of scouting it, make sure there wasn't any like wasp nests or spiders or anything like that in the toys that they were going to be playing in. And since there was all that rain in the bag, it kind of floods back there a little bit, so the water seeps through and it never really fully dries unless there's a really high sun.
Mm-hmm.
And so the ants like to make beds in there. I stepped like barefoot in it.
That happened to me when I was a kid. Don't ask me why. I just stepped outside on like the side yard of my old house. I literally stepped into a fire ant pile.
Ooh, those big bullet ants or just the regular fire ants?
I don't remember. I just know it hurt like fuck.
Yeah, dude. No matter what it was, yes, it does.
Like, for some reason, when I was a kid, I would just do really stupid shit that would involve me hurting myself somehow. Like, setting a fire ant pile or walking on the fence and falling and scraping my leg really bad.
I know. The fence was too high for me. I was a wuss. Nothing too fast, nothing too high.
Still kind of a wuss. Like, I avoid anything that involves getting, like, into really high places. Or anything that involves water. I don't like water.
Open water, no. I can't do open water. I can't do river water because it eventually leads somewhere. So bigger. And
I mean, maybe
get into a lake, maybe, but
yeah, maybe
not on a boat, not on a plane.
I mean, maybe if we go to the beach, but that's about it. I mean, obviously, I'm going to get in the water, but I won't get too far.
I'm scared to get in the water.
Why?
I don't want something because I don't want to be walking in the water and have something like slither by my leg or I fall into a sinkhole.
Well, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
You never know. You never know.
Watch too many movies.
I have a very wild imagination. Yes, I do.
Yeah, me too. I have like very irrational fears about things that probably won't ever happen, but I'm still scared that they might happen.
Likewise.
I'm going to sound like a pussy here. I don't like the dark. I don't like being in the dark.
I don't either.
Like, I mean, obviously,
and
if I'm
mainly because, like, those shadows, those outlines in the background, your eyes trick you to think that there's something there, and it's not.
Because, like, you know, obviously, if like, you know, me and Daddy are asleep, we're going to have the light off. But, like, if I'm going to sleep first, I have the light on. Because I'm going to wait for her to come to bed first, and then she's going to turn the light off. But I just remembered I tried going to sleep with the lights off first. I don't even know if it was a bad dream or like a lucid dream, but I swear I can hear someone talking. I think I heard someone say, "You better close that door. You better open that door." I'm just like, well, fuck. I don't know what just transpired, but I'm not gonna take any chances.
I had it wasn't a dream, but it was a similar experience when I was at work. When I was a waitress at the Spaghetti Warehouse downtown, we had this one waitress, as she called herself. Her name was Belladonna. And she was our only transgender, so she still had like a deep voice, but trying to be as feminine as she could. And respectfully, of course, I called her by her name. And she was coming in one direction, I was coming the opposite. She was going out, I was coming in, and in a very deep, angry man voice, I heard I can't say for surely, quote unquote, something, you fucking bitch. But that quote unquote, and that is not something that I take everybody calling me very lightly.
She called you
And
that?
so I was like, and at this time I was pregnant with Meredith, and I think I was about 5 or 6 months pregnant. I was starting the show, and I turned around and I kind of like tapped her on the shoulder like I was Mighty Mouse over here, and I was like, "What the hell did you say?" Kind of like kind of into her face a little bit, and she said she was going to the bathroom. She was coming out towards customers. I was coming in from customers, and in a very angry, deep, manly voice, I heard somebody say something, you fucking bitch. And I was turned around, kind of got angry into her face a little bit. And she swore up and down that she had not said anything, that she would never call me that. And it was only by the sink area in that particular part by the soup station where numerous servers had said they gotten like cold chills in a cold spot, or they heard somebody angrily, like vocally angrily, assaulting them in a way, like verbally assaulting them, calling them vulgar names and such. And then nobody claims like the credit. And we were all there that like owned our shit. If we were talking shit, then you knew it was us. We never said anything deniable, I guess, but that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. And then it turns out that there are quite a few, paranormal stories from that restaurant that I can say that are true, that I've actually witnessed myself. And there was actually a TV show that came and visited San Antonio, and they did a tour at the restaurant.
Was it like
Paranormal Activity?
Was it Ghost Adventures or one of those shows?
Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures. It was something. I don't watch those shows in particular because I think it brings bad juju into my house. But yeah, but it was one of them people. We were working, but I wasn't allowed to go upstairs to the attic or downstairs into the basement for the fact that I was pregnant at the time.
So you're very...
Couple of people, and they'll have a story or two to tell you.
For whatever reason, other than like that one story I just told you, I haven't had too many like paranormal occurrences. I know people who have. I know people who've told me very like detailed, just really kind of fucked up stories. I'm like how does that, like, how do you deal with that? Like, how does that not freak you the fuck out when you see that?
Definitely. There are quite a few things that have gone on that still put chills up my back and my little pelitos in the back of my head standing up, even just thinking about it gives me like, ugh, nasty.
I mean, I'm not going to force...
Like I said, it just brings bad juju. Oh, no. If you want to know, I'll let you know. But it's more like people are like, that never happened. But you kind of have to be there to actually see it. My brother can actually vouch. Of course, nobody really listens because he's my brother. but I'm sorry, excuse the cough as well. I think we were younger. We were teenagers. I was cooking dinner. We were doing chores. Parents were coming home around like 5 o'clock, whatever. So 6 o'clock is coming around. I'm serving the table. Everybody's sitting down to eat. And my little brother used to watch TV in his room, wait for the dinner to be served. And he came and started eating, and his TV was left on. So mom told him to go back and turn off his TV, which he did. He started to come back, and he started eating again, and mom got really pissed off and like hit him in the arm a little bit, tapped him on the arm, saying his TV is still on. She told him already to go turn it off. And he said that he did, so he got in trouble for quote-unquote back-talking. And so he went, turned the TV off again. After he swore, he turned it off already. And he didn't even make it half to his chair before the TV had turned back on. And it was on Cartoon Network at the time, 45 Cartoon Network.
I remember those days.
And I think it was like Toonami or something that he was watching, or was wrapping up or something like that. And it was still playing the cartoon that he was watching. And so my mom went to turn off the TV, and she unplugged it. And that still didn't stop the TV fucking turning on. She sat down, and as her ass was touching the chair, that TV turned on. Just for a split second, and then turned right back off. But after that, my mom cleansed the house. She burned the sage and all this other BS. So it was pretty intense for my mom to do that. She doesn't do that often.
I know, like, in my family, my oldest brother, he sees it pretty frequently. My dad, when he moved over to Iran, he kind of brought something with him. I'm not sure what it was, My mom is trying
Something
to.
was attached to him.
Yeah, my mom said it was like succubus. I'm like, no, that doesn't sound like succubus to me. Because like it would be one of those. It'd be one of those things where like it would just like when it would appear, it would take a lot out of my dad. Like it would physically like drain him and make him like very.
Like a succubus.
I don't know if it was a succubus or not. Because when I think of succubus, I think of a demon. This was more like a spirit.
Yes, I mean they're like deviant, sexual kind of thing, but
well, because
I mean it could be a lot of things. I just wanted to bust your balls.
yeah, sounds like it. I just know like one story my dad told was that he was asleep and it was kind of like a lucid dream, and he literally just felt something kind of like push down on him, and he called up for my mom. My mom, shook him up, and he was telling what was happening because apparently it followed my brother too. It never followed me. So I don't know how I don't attract demons. I'm not saying I want demons to attract me. I'm just saying
don't start flickering their ear. It's so weird because my father, the man who raised me,
yeah,
very religious man. I mean, he would educate us on he was Catholic, so the saints and the Bible and what verses are, and he was very quote devout. So, and in his big old library, he had a big old library garage. He had this, it was like an encyclopedia for demons. And I always went in there and I read whatever I could. And I would read this book in particular. And then, of course, as a kid, you'd have nightmares because you're not really quite understanding what it is you're reading. So you ask questions. And he always said that when you talk about things like that, paranormal, demonic or anything, it's like they're listening in a way. And the more you talk about it, the more that you say them, the more it flickers their ears. I don't know. I guess it was because I was a girl, but he was like, it would like catch their attention, so their ear would flicker like an animal. You know how if you're hunting a deer and you kind of make a noise and it kind of catches their attention a little bit. That's kind of what he meant by that. And so I just always took it as it wasn't the topic that you talked about, because then you started trying to you in a way instead of being ignorant and not paying attention to what it is. Kind of the way like in the movie Constantine, how he explained it, like ignorance is bliss, basically. So I believe in that part.
Am I going to have to notify Keanu Reeves about this?
You could. Tell him I also want some tickets to John Wick 3, front row.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Betty's going to be like, yes, he's called Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, she'd be like on this other half of the square. Me and her would just like...
I like Keanu Reeves. He's a good dude.
He is, actually. And he's not quite a bad actor. He's not great, but he's not horrible, so I like his choice of movies.
I think he openly admits that he's that he's not really a good actor. And that's
what I like about it.
I actually read an interview that he literally called himself dumb. Like he said, I'm dumb, but because
and those who embrace that honesty, because I mean it shows in the roles that they choose what kind of person they are in real life as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, and John Wick, John Wick is like one of those it's become one of those movies where it's like, let's bring in older actors to show how badass they can be, because there's Taken, there's
Well, you got to admit, to train for something like that is pretty fast, because to look at those training videos for the firearms and for the fighting scenes, me and my husband, because of course John Wick is one of his favorite movies, and it's just astounding how it's just like 1, 2, click, drop, blah blah blah. See, I get tongue tied because I'm just learning how to be gun savvy. I'm not quite there yet. But my husband can just break it down and he'll be like, that is so awesome, that is amazing, oh my god.
Yeah, because I remember I was having a conversation. Yeah, I remember having a conversation with a friend of mine about that, and he was saying, Keanu looked like he got his calling to be in the military. Because just of all, that video, he's just literally. I think he did his own stunts in the movie.
Piece, he's going tactical. Yeah, it was tactical. He would have pistol in one, shotgun in the other, and then he had long range, short range, and long range. They had it complete in under 5 minutes or whatever, 10 minutes. I want to say 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But it was just he had so many mags at one station, so many mags in another. He had to kind of hide behind, recoil, fire, shoot from I don't know how many meters. But I think I know exactly the video you're talking about. And that's the one that I oh, this is so awesome. He is so awesome. It could have been a sniper. Could have been a badass Marine or an Army soldier. Those would have done him very good.
I heard a rumor that Mr. Rogers was actually a sniper.
Mr. Rogers from the Rogers Neighborhood?
Yeah, because he was actually in the military. And, the reason... there was a rumor that someone started that the reason he wore long sleeves was to hide, tattoos that he had. And... summed it up that he might have been a sniper in the Army, or the military, or whatever he was in.
That's a possibility. It could be. A little far fetched for me, but it could be.
Welcome to my neighborhood, motherfucker.
Some Tropic Thunder bullshit.
Shotgun. Yeah, what the fuck are we talking about? We went to Keanu Reeves and we were talking something else.
We're jumping a lot, actually. Is there anything in particular you do want to talk about?
Did you saw what Adam Levine said about rock music, right?
What he said about rock music?
I think he did like an interview for a magazine where he was like, he pretty much said rock is nowhere, and that pretty much, I'm just paraphrasing, I don't have a quote in front of me, like, the only cool stuff and the only innovative stuff is from hip hop. And then I just remember Corey Taylor from Slipknot just pretty much just told him to fuck off, or take your ass back to the Voice or whatever. But I don't know, it's kind of an odd topic because when I hear words like innovative being thrown around, it better be like capture my soul in some way. Because I don't listen to modern music. I'm not gonna do, but it'll catch my ear. And you're trying to tell me Nicki Minaj saying pussy 40 times in a song is innovative?
No, it's not. I'm not even a big fan of Nicki Minaj as a person or as an artist.
No.
And this quote actually is new to me, so I'm looking it up as it is so I can actually have some grounding of what we're talking about. Taylor slammed schmuck Adam Levine for claiming that rock music is nowhere. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, Corey pretty much just said, you made us just because you have the moves like Jagger doesn't mean you are Mick Jagger, and take your ass back to the Voice or whatever, something like that. But I don't know. It's just, I think rock is kind of going back to what it used to be when it was just like kind of an underground thing,
grungy kind of thing.
Yeah, before it became mainstream. Well, I think when it got to grunge, that's when it became mainstream, like with like Nirvana or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I think now it's going back to just being like underground, which I actually prefer. When something becomes too mainstream, that's when it kind of loses its appeal. It's like you go into Hot Topic, there's 80 Avenged Sevenfold shirts. There's like not that many bands I actually like that are up there.
Yes, honey. What, James? Oh, you need me. Oh my God. You hear this crap? They need me now.
They'll do fine on their own. Yeah, Adam Levine. I'll just take it over from me. Adam Levine. A lot of people, I guess, prefer the modern radio music over rock music because I think rock music is just all yelling and no appeal. Hip hop is not music to me. It never has been. It's basically just music. Not music. Well, it's basically just noise. It's just noise and just like dance songs. That's literally what hip hop is in a nutshell. I don't get the appeal. I hear these songs on the radio against my own free will, and I'm just like, why do people like this? What is the point of this? How does this capture people? How does this make people actually feel something?
Oh my Jesus. Okay.
It's fine. Yeah, but I was just saying that, kind of going back to what I said earlier, if you're going to throw on a big word like innovative, it has to actually be innovative. When I hear these hip hop songs or just these radio songs in general, I fail to see where the innovative part lands. Hello? Hello? Jess? I think I just lost Jess. Fuck. Or the screen froze. Jess? Jess?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think the screen froze, or I don't... Yeah, the screen froze for a bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My youngest is trying to.
Yeah. So how was your day?
Today was actually one of the better days. I'm still adjusting to being a stay-at-home parent, so it's a very big change.
Oh yeah, I noticed you you did a lot of driving today, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
You did a lot of driving today?
Today in particular, yeah, I did. I had to run a few errands for today. I say the next time we do this, we record at midnight when my kids are in bed asleep and I have no fucking interruptions because I am about to lose my shit with them.
Do you want to just try next week at midnight?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to just do that then? You want to try next Tuesday at midnight?
Oh, if you want to continue, that's perfectly fine then. But I'm just saying, like, if we ever want to do this again, or if you want to reschedule it, it's perfectly fine. But probably, like, later on in the night when they're asleep would be so much probably better if you didn't want to do so much editing. Yeah,
because it looks like you're about to, like, go ape shit.
No, that's me all the time. So, I mean, we can go ahead and continue. It's not a problem. They're laying down as of right now.
All right.
I had to grab a spoon, so they know. I mean, this.
Oh, you hit him with a spoon?
The wooden spoon, yes.
That's old.
Spoon there.
That's old school right there.
That's what I was spanked with when I was younger. So I know that works.
I got a best belt named Uncle Buck that Dad would use on me. He used on my brother. It looked like a belt that was.
Buck is what you said?
That's what he called it. I'm not even kidding. It was like this big, thick-ass freaking belt that I think was fused with the belts. And, because I was kind of a bad kid, and he, anytime I come to school, like, if the teacher called, they had a complaint about me, if I had a bad grade, they'd be like, your Uncle Buck is here to see. I'm like, and he would just beat my ass. And it was like short, but it felt like it lasted forever.
Oh, yes. I mean, we eventually got older and she moved and upgraded to the belt, but when we were smaller, as far as small my kids are right now, she used a Winston. She had my mom was particularly young, when she had us, so her bag when she would travel was an Oscar the Grouch, a little kid's backpack a little bit, and hanging out of the zipper was just big, long wooden spoon. So we saw it every time we knew not to act up.
I'm just glad I was. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's the worst, a belt or a spoon.
It sounds worse a spoon. In all actuality, they're both very painful. The spoon is it looks like this. See, nice thickness that goes to it. A little bit of cupping for the butt cheek.
Does that actually hurt?
It works. I'm not gonna brag and say my kids are perfect because nobody's kids are perfect, but I have really good children in public. At home, not so much. They know they can get away with a little bit more. But when they're in public, before we go in, I tell them the rules. Hands in their pocket. Don't touch anything. Don't ask me for anything. If I have to talk to you more than once because that's your strike 3, you're out kind of deal, then you're going to get the spoon no matter who's looking. I don't care who's looking. You're going to get your ass beat. Like, okay, Mom. Normally it works. Normally it doesn't. But they're a yes, ma'am, no, ma'am kind of child. Very polite. Don't run around. Don't jump around. Except very recently because their father took a contract, so he's been gone from home a little bit, so they're acting out a little bit more than what they normally would. But no, this one works. I went, actually, Hope, a mutual friend of ours, Hope.
Yes.
Aria was giving her a little bit of lip and misbehaving in school, so I was helping her run errands one day, and I gave her the spoon I had in my car, because I have a spoon in my room, I have a spoon in each room of the house, one in each of our cars, one in each diaper bag. There's a spoon everywhere. And I gave one to her and I told her, her one good time, and just once. Like, don't repeatedly hit her out of anger. Just pop her that one good time on the butt and let her know what she did wrong. Let her sink it in a little bit. She won't ever do it again. I guess it worked because she messaged me and told me that she had spanked Aria with the spoon, and the look on her face was kind of like, she was like, oh, how dare you? Like, how, like, she couldn't believe what was happening. And then now every time that Hope reaches for the spoon, Aria is quick to just grab her ass, sit on the floor, make sure nobody's ass accessible to her because she knows she's gonna get ass. So yes, it works. It does.
I'm all for beating your kids on playing. But I'm all for disciplining your kids. But I've learned there's a time and place to do it. I guess some kids will kind of react. They'll have a different reaction to it. Depends on the parents. You obviously are a good example that you raise good kids and they know when and where to mess around at. Me
Sometimes.
Me, most of the time, my dad didn't even need to, hit me. He would just have to look at me. He was an interrogator in the Air Force. So,
ooh, he had that look about him.
He'd be like, "Tell me what happened." Tell me what happened. It's like, why do you need to lie to me? So, I mean, I think
if you're not hear yourself right now, that's why.
It's like, why didn't you just tell me the truth? Because you have the look on your face, you want to rip my face off and put it on over your face? Like, you
Yes. Yeah. My mom was just like, why do you just not tell me the truth? If it goes so much smoother if you didn't. I'm like, Mom, seriously? Did you just not see how you reacted? This is why we don't have this discussion. She's just, yeah.
So, I mean, I think out of all the kids, I probably got the easiest in some ways. I still got it, but
Are you the baby?
Yeah, I'm the baby. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's why. Shut up. That's why.
Hey, I still got it. I'm still gonna complain about it.
Oh, shut up. You didn't get it as hard. Coming from the oldest child, shut up, baby.
Hey, we're the same age. Shut up. I'm like, what, 4 months older than you?
Oh my god, but I'm the oldest child in my group, so I know what it's like to be the one that's getting the ass whooped for all you motherfuckers over there. Yeah, what's up with that?
I got it psychologically rather than physically.
Yeah, but that's what my baby brother talks about too. I'm like, shut the fuck up, psychological bullshit. It's like my ass is like totally deformed, dented on one side from the fucking belt.
It's like
all the ass whoopings I got for y'all.
I'm Cancer. I'm sensitive, right? We're very hey,
Scorpio. I'm very emotional.
Now everybody can be tough like you crabs or like you scorpions, okay?
Yeah, I know. Little tail. Look, I got one of those little tattoos, scorpion tattoos.
I was gonna say, you have a scorpion tail? What the fuck?
I wish I did. We were like,
no lie, I actually got stung by a baby scorpion at one of my old jobs.
ouch. Smaller ones, the worst ones they are.
It was a box scorpion. It was because we were at SeaWorld and we were taking out mulch to, I guess, clean up like a bio spill or whatever. And I feel something kind of prick my I think either my hand. It was my hand. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Was that like a needle or something? All of a sudden I hear someone go, and I look down and there's a baby scorpion. I'm like, was that what I got stung by? I need to get the fuck to first aid. So, they applied something to it and I was alright. And some guy told me, yeah, I read about box scorpions, and I heard that if you didn't get to first aid within like a couple hours, you would have been dead. I'm like, yeah, that's comforting,
You jerk.
It's like, thank you for making me feel safe. He's like, thank you, Captain.
Survived. There you go. You survived, bitch. You survived.
I survived a box scorpion. It's like,
hey, that's no joke. I was watching that on Netflix. So they got those top 75 dangerous animal bullshit, and they got on the list like for Asia or Australia, and those animals are no fucking joke. That's why I'll never go to fucking Australia. If you haven't seen this documentary already, you should look it up because they are full of scorpions, spiders, snakes that fucking climb on trees, that all kinds of bugs, things that are not supposed to be alive.
What animals or bugs or anything scares you the most?
Oh man, I can tolerate bugs, to be honest, better than I can tolerate snakes, and I can tolerate snakes better than I can tolerate spiders. Spiders are just a no-go. Like, snakes, yeah, I can somewhat outrun a snake depending on how big it is, because some of them motherfuckers can fucking move like a person. Oh my god. Let me look up. We have to look up this list now because this is just like no joke.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up too.
These animals are fucking crazy.
Yeah, snakes I'm not crazy about, but I haven't had too many interactions with snakes. Spiders I fucking hate.
What was it? My old best friend in high school, she had one of those pythons. And kind of like a tank, and she had books weighing it down. And I told her those books were not going to keep it down for very long.
Mhm.
She didn't believe me. And the garage was her room, so she was in bed, and I had a mattress on the floor, and I felt something crawling up my leg on in my nightgown, underneath my nightgown. And I looked down, and it's her fucking snake.
Ugh.
And she, no shit, had like maybe a foot off of the cement from where the garage door was open. And I fit my fat ass, like, slithered through there myself, like, woo, all limp noodle style. And I was like 2.5 seconds to that mailbox. And I refused to go back in the house. And I slept in a different room. That snake was like tightening and squeezing on my leg. So it was sizing me up without even me knowing it. Yeah. Have you ever read that article about that? There was a snake owner, and she was getting scared that her snake was dying or sick or something because it wasn't eating. And it wasn't eating the rats that she was giving him or whatever. And so the veterinarian did check up or whatever, and came down to the diagnosis that she was like, well, how long has the snake not eaten? She said about 2 weeks. And he said that the snake has stopped eating so he could starve himself enough to when he was hungry, he was sizing her up so he could eat the owner. Yeah.
So, it's
He was sizing his fucking owner up. Yeah.
it's like, I don't want any mice. I don't want any mice. I'm saving myself for your big ass.
He's all like, yum, 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 yum.
It's like,
I need the motherfucking snakes.
like,
This motherfucking apartment. Hell no.
it's like, yes, Deborah. Yes, Deborah. Keep eating. It's only better for me.
I wasn't in Moana. He's all like, butter you up, drumstick. Are you?
All right, I have the list. I have the list on what is it? Science and technology. The top 25 most dangerous animals. Mosquitoes.
Yes, them bitches. Do you know how many kids they killed last year?
Oh yeah, because what's that fucking disease they carry with them? Malaria? Like, what is it?
Malaria used to be the other one, and now it's Zika virus.
Mm.
The Zika virus is the one that was attacking the pregnant women. That they were most prone to, elderly and pregnant women and children, of course. But like if the mosquito had the Zika virus and it had, of course, bit you, and started the moment that they start biting, their tongue, of course, goes into the skin and pricks the skin, and that is where the transfer from the disease from the host to the mammal gets transferred. And then from there, of course, you start forming all these symptoms. And one form from the Zika virus for pregnant women in particular, and since I was pregnant at the time, my mother-in-law always made sure I had like bug spray and shit. But the babies were being born with abnormalities and defects because of the Zika virus. And it was pretty new in the U.S., and so there was quite a few cases of the babies being born with like CF and heart defects and what y'all call Down syndrome, one, of course. And so just a bunch of different horrible things that could happen, even stillbirth and miscarriage as well. So that mosquitoes are not fucking wonderful around. And then before that, what was it, that West Nile virus, when it was really big?
Yeah, she knows a shit ton of more about this than me. Yeah, I'm just looking at, as small as it is tough, it is also the deadliest. It has been estimated that mosquitoes transmit diseases to almost 700 million people annually, resulting in 2 to 3 million deaths every year. Yeah, it's one of the smallest. It's also deadly. Yeah, I don't fuck with mosquitoes. Yeah, they carry that shit with them, and then they want to transfer. They want to get your blood, but at the same time, they want to infect you. I don't know. That's why I don't like being outside that much. Like, because I'll be outside in my shorts, which I probably shouldn't do. And all of a sudden, I always get that feeling that something's on my fucking leg, and I have to keep slapping my leg every 5 minutes to get these little fuckers off me, whatever they are. And I fucking hate it. And my mom's calling me for some random reason.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. Yeah, the next animal is an African elephant.
Those bitches are fast. Do you know how fast a fucking elephant?
Well, yeah, I mean, elephants are freaking large, so I would imagine that they're gonna be on any list
They're
of
the
like
largest mammal. No, land mammal, right? Largest land mammal?
land mammal. They've been known to trample even a rhinoceros or to death.
Oh, what was it? One of them that was repeated was the box jellyfish. That was one that was repeated in multiple documentaries that I have seen. Them bitches can kill, unfortunately, a small child as small as my daughter Meredith. She's 5, so if she were to get stung by a box jellyfish, within a matter of 20 minutes, she will be dead.
Yikes.
There's no way in hell I can.
The next one is a saltwater crocodile.
I fucking hate crocodiles. Them bitches go back to prehistoric dinosaur times.
Yeah, it's in order to kill its food, it makes use of a technique called the death roll, where it relentlessly flips its prey over and over in the water until it drowns and then it comes apart.
Yep.
So pretty much it just like tortures its food before it actually eats it.
It's like the Tyrannosaurus Rex jaw of the nowadays world. Oh no, once they got you, once they have you, there's no way in hell you're coming back up. At all. Those animals are fucking smart. They wait for hours and hours and hours for their fucking food. They're patient as hell. They don't die at all unless it's disease or from a hunter. They don't get sick. And, oh my goodness, like I said, they fucking prehistoric Jurassic era and what was it? I forgot the PSI for their jaw strength. But they kill an average of, what did they say, 10 people per year?
Yeah,
and that's here in the U.S. In Australia and India, it's obviously more.
And I would imagine Florida.
Dude, like the signs that says, do not, that beware, crocodiles wherever, and I don't know. That's just me assuming that there's signs everywhere.
The next one I agree with because I actually watched videos on it. A hippopotamus.
They're aggressive. I wouldn't say they're mean. They can be deadly if provoked.
There's something that I watched about it or read about it was that they kind of have this like almost kind of like deadly. It almost sounds like a laugh to it, but when they make that kind of almost laughing sound, that means that they're ready to kill you, or that means that they're being aggressive
to charge at you.
Yeah,
they're very territorial. If you find yourself in hippopotamus water, they are more than likely to, try to take down the boat or you.
Yeah,
not the fact that they're meat eaters, just the fact they're territorial.
It says they attack humans without provocation, even to the point of destroying entire vehicles. A blue-ringed octopus.
Have you seen a picture of those things? The blue, it's like electric blue, and it's got golden circles inside the electric blue. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, see it right now. Oh wait, I don't think you can see the picture, but yeah, that's kind of another like irrational fear, is being in water and being like having one of those fuckers wrap around me.
See, and you were telling me I was ridiculous when I told you I didn't want something crawling around my legs.
I didn't tell you.
I know I'm not in Australia, but the Gulf water is just nasty. You said no.
No, I did not. I even say I have irrational fears. So hush. I say I don't like being in the dark because I have this fear of hearing or being touched with it. I
sleep with the cold with the fan on too, so I can't tell whether the air is cold or not from the fan, or if a ghost is pissed off. So yeah, that's me.
The next one is a Brazilian wandering spider.
A Brazilian wandering spider, huh?
Yep. It is in the Guinness Book of World Records. What makes this critter so dangerous, though, is also how it got its name, a tendency to wander. They are often found in houses and cars of densely populated areas, especially during daytime. Not a good combination.
These motherfuckers, yeah. With the long ass fucking legs, those are nasty.
Yeah, spiders are already bad. Yeah, spiders are already bad when they look like that. It's just like I don't understand how something that little is so fucking terrifying.
Oh, I beg to differ. Something that little. It's got more than 2 legs. That's like 4 extra legs than mine. And its teeth or its pincers are like an inch long with deadly fucking neurotoxin or some sort of toxin where it's cardio or respiratory or neuro or I don't know. All these motherfuckers got some kind of toxin in them that is just not supposed to be in any living creature that can kill me within 30 minutes, 15 minutes. There's not supposed to be a creature on Earth that is like that.
The next one is a carpet viper.
Snakes are so beautiful, but they're just the most deadliest creatures on Earth. Like the black mamba.
Oh, yeah. That's like, what is it?
Carpet viper?
Carpet viper.
Northeast African carpet viper. Egyptian. Ooh.
Ew. The next one is just a leopard.
I believe it. Fastest cats alive.
Yep. Translation: it says they drag
the velociraptor of the cat world.
Yeah, it says that they're known to dragging dead antelopes up trees.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Go for the jugular. Their canines are like 2.5 inches long, at least.
Mm.
And the weight of them, they're so quiet, they come up from behind. What was it? There was a documentary where, I'm sorry, what?
I thought you were finishing up. I didn't know you were, like, still thinking.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish up.
Oh, in that documentary I was talking to you about, of course, the jaguar is on the list for Asia, I believe. And it was like, of course, because the Earth's population is growing and we're building, so our cities are getting bigger and our houses are going into the jungle and we're going into their territory now. So it's like survival of the fittest, who's going to dominate the area. And of course, the animals aren't going to win. They're going to put up a good fight, but they're not going to win because, of course, we have firepower and such like that. So they are invading their jungle and tearing down the trees, and so it's getting rid of their ecosystem, their environment. And they had these episodes where the jaguars were coming into the villages and coming into the cities, going in and attacking children in their schools, like in the playground, walking the walls of the schools and shit, and then attacking kids as in elementary schools because they're scared and being enclosed. And then, of course, people are trying to catch them and throw a net on them or shoot them, so they get all antsy and pissed off. And then it becomes a really bad situation. They end up killing the poor animal, and they're already in danger. I don't know. I'm an animal lover.
I'm an animal lover, but
I'm a hunter, but I'm an animal lover. Does that make any sense?
Well, I mean, it's like you're not gonna cut the throat of a little baby kitty, but if this giant fucking beast of a jaguar is trying to come after you, it's like I'm gonna defend I'm gonna protect myself the only way I know how. It's kind of like when I hear these like vegans say, people who eat meat don't care about animals. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, go stand in the middle of a jungle Serengeti and just allow that a lion to fucking attack you. Yeah, oh fuck, I just lost the list. Alright, next. God damn it. I just lost the list. What the fuck? Now I gotta pull this shit up again. The next one on the list is something called I don't even know how to pronounce this. It's spelled TSC fly.
They call them tick flies or teak.
Yeah, it's a large blood-sucking.
How do you like to pronounce it?
Fly is the primary carrier of African sleeping sickness and is therefore indirectly responsible for killing up to 250,000 people every year.
That is disgusting. They kind of remind me of bot flies. That's disgusting.
The next one is a Komodo dragon.
Those bitches are fast. Fucking blood-sucking flies is what those flies were.
They just look fucking scary. It's like they're known to eat humans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
And like botflies were even on the list, even though they're not deadly, like with toxins or anything. They fucking enough of it can cause your skin to become necrotic and start to die. But they lay their eggs or their larvae inside of you, and of course it's warm and it's moist and it's got everything that it needs, so it's burrowed in there for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then when it's ready, because it's got these barbs on one side, because it's got like two-phase latches on into the meat inside, so you can't pull it out with tweezers, because then it starts to grab and pinch and then it holds on. So what you have to do is like you grab like Vaseline and you cover the larva, and it starts to suffocate, so it starts to come out of the hole wherever it was laid or whatnot. And then that's when you start grabbing the tweezers and pulling it out. But they prefer to have you do it by doctor, because you can leave the second piece of the bug still inside, and then you get an infection and you can die.
That's lovely.
You get it from cattle. Even here in Texas, there's quite a few cases of botflies, because people in the rodeo, people in the cattle, livestock and shit.
How's it possible that we're still getting like gnats and mosquitoes when it's like 50 degrees outside?
Dude, they've mutated. I have no idea how.
'Cause I remember
mutated.
I was sitting in my backyard playing with my dogs, and all of a sudden it just feels like this shit on my leg. It's like I feel something trying to like nab at my leg. I'm just smacking my leg to get these little fuckers away.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate gnats. I hate those little. I hate the ones that you can actually hear them before they try and like.
The fruit gnats?
Yeah, I'll
those
just hear the
big black dots that you can see flying around.
Yeah, you just hear the and then it goes after you, and then you have to like smack it away. And I freaking hate that. Yep. I despise that. Anyways, the next one on our list is a hyena.
Dude, those are my shit. I want one so bad. Them bitches are totally fucking awesome. You want to know why?
Why?
Because you know how like in the lion, like a man, like the lion symbol, because it's strong, it's masculine. The lion is the leader of the pack. The man, right? Okay. With the hyena pack, it's women who run the pack.
Yeah.
It's a queen instead of a king. Hyena over a lion. Other than the fact that their stomach juices can digest everything except for metal.
Mm.
So bone, clothes, skin, hair.
Yeah, that's random. It can eat everything else except for metal. It's like no metal here.
Everything except for metal. I know. Like what is it? Like pigs. Pigs are the same way.
Oh yeah, pigs are pretty freaking crazy too. Like you always hear about those serial killer documentaries, and she fed all her ex-lovers to her pigs.
All you gotta do is starve them. They can devour you in like 8 minutes.
Pretty sure I'm pretty sure if you starve any animal that's already like kind of anxious, then they'll eat anything.
Well, either that or you get them trained for the taste of blood, like you would a dog.
The taste of blood. How does that usually work? That should that should be the title.
I don't want to go into that topic.
That should be the title for tonight's episode: "The Taste of Blood."
The taste of blood.
I'm debating between either that or lots and lots and lots of editing.
I would rather go with the taste of blood.
Okay, we'll go with that. We're getting Josh is gonna see the episode. He's like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
For real. No, was it? No, all you gotta do is if I were training a dog, like, have you ever seen Colombiana?
Oh yeah, was Zoe Saldana? Yeah.
Yes, you know how during the movie she's feeding them raw steak, training them how to listen to her voice on command, when to eat, when not to eat, so she can train them to eventually they have that taste for blood, so when they bite into the guy that she wanted to kill, it's not going to be so foreign to them to where they hesitate at first, and he has a chance to snap the dog's neck or to shoot them or to stab them or to get them away or whatever the case may be. They already have that taste for blood. They already know what to expect because she's already fed them other people before, so they know how to take down and kill. And that's basically what you would do with any animal, I would suppose.
All right, next one is a pufferfish.
Nemo.
I only know about pufferfishes because we were watching Age of Ultron the other night, and there's that scene where Andy Serkis is talking to Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, and he just randomly starts talking about pufferfishes. And he goes, with pufferfish, they kind of hypnotize their prey. They'll just, like, you know, give them that puffer face look, whatever you want to call it. And then right when it has it, boom, it you know, takes it down.
Mm-hmm.
Fish are pretty
And then, I'm sorry, what? Fish what?
I said fish are pretty fucking nuts. Especially the ones that are, like, deep down.
What was it? There's, it's called like a stonefish or a rockfish, or I'm gonna have to look it up too. It should go to the bottom, like top 5, top 10.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, it looks like coral and it hides in the sand, and it hides like up higher in the shoreline instead of being in the fucking ocean like it belongs.
Yeah.
And so you step on it and it sends like excruciating pain to where the person is like begging for amputation. Even though there's nothing wrong with their leg.
Yeah.
Because like no amount of morphine will help, no amount of narcos or hydrocodones or nothing can help. They just want you to fucking cut off the limb.
I'm sorry, I just started laughing because you said coral, and I just Walking Dead. Coral. I'm an idiot. I think of stupid shit.
Every time there was actually somebody who was dressed up as Carl at Comic-Con, and my little girl, of course, my children are just as geeky as their mother, and they like zombies. And they'll sit down and they watch The Walking Dead with me. There's some parts where I'll tell them like earmuffs or to cover their eyes, and they'll cover their eyes. I'll explain what's happening so they know what's going on, but they don't see it.
Yeah.
And my daughter makes fun of Rick all the time, like especially during season 2, when Lori had died, even though she cried on that scene, but like afterward he's all, Carl, no, Lori's sitting there on the couch with her popcorn and she's all, Carl, like mocking Rick like her dad would do, and I'm just like, oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Did you
when she saw him pass by at Comic-Con, because it's him and the guy that dressed up like Negan.
Yeah.
And she just turned around and she tapped him on his little belt line or whatever. And she goes, Carl, like that. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, my 5-year-old did that. Yes.
Did you go crazy when you saw Shane reappear?
I hadn't actually gotten that far. So I'm not actually catching up because I was recording. It's okay. I do spoilers all the time and I'll still watch the show. Now that you say that, I am like totally ecstatic.
So you don't care if I spoil it for you?
No, go right ahead. I'll still watch it either way.
Basically, it was Rick's last episode. Well, technically, it was Andrew Lincoln's last ever episode and on The Walking Dead, but Rick will live on because they announced that they're making like 3 made-for-TV movies on AMC about Rick.
Yeah, I heard them say that. I think I started watching Rick's last final hours. I guess they cut it up in different episodes. But I'm still watching that. I'm folding clothes during the day, and that's what I'm watching.
So basically, the whole episode. I don't keep up with Walking Dead. I tapped out. Like I think after Negan came in, that's when I kind of tapped out. But the whole episode. I guess something happened in the last episode where Rick kind of almost impaled himself. So he was trying to like lift himself back up, and he did, and he was on his horse, and he kept like anytime he would like pass out, he would have hallucinations and random like past characters from the past would appear. Herschel appeared in a vision of his. And
Shane and Lori and
not Lori. Randomly, well, because I'll get to the point of that. But like Shane appeared because like it was kind of a callback to the first ever episode where Rick is trying to look for his family. So he starts hallucinating himself in the city. Like he's like you know that
Atlanta.
iconic shot like where he's in the city on his horse.
Yeah, Atlanta. Yeah.
He turns over and he sees Shane in a car, so he's talking to Shane. It's a very good scene actually, where Shane goes, "So how's my baby girl doing?" And they're just like, because Rick admits that I think Julie is Shane's kid when Shane and Lori were doing things.
Yeah. Well, I knew she's Shane. We all know she's Shane's kid, but
yeah, it was
wife.
It was a funny scene that Rick goes, "You're such an asshole," and then Shane goes, "No, I'm the asshole." So,
Oh,
Shane,
that sounds like Shane. Oh, now I'm gonna have to watch it, and I'm gonna cry because he's gonna die all over again.
so, and anytime he would have these hallucinations, the character would tell him, "Wake up," and he would wake up. And then there was the one with Herschel, which was a little emotional because Herschel was like a father figure to Rick. And
Yes.
so, and then like the final vision he has is like really kind of like, it's like fucking crazy because he's in a field full of bodies that are of like current and past Walking Dead members. And it's actually a really beautiful shot. All of a sudden, Sasha, the black girl Sasha, she just appears and talks to him. I'm like, Sasha? And not Glenn? I don't know if they couldn't get the actor, but I was like, I'm trying to rack my head, like, what kind of relationship does Sasha have to Rick? Like, I didn't understand.
They weren't ever really close. I would have preferred Glenn. You are right.
Yeah, because I was just waiting for him to reappear in that tank and hear someone say, "Hey, dumbass, are you all right in there?" And I miss Glenn. I love Glenn, but yeah, that was.
I did too. When I saw him die, my face, my heart was just torn apart.
So yeah, basically at the end of the episode, they do like a time jump, and Julie, I think, is her name Judy or Julie? I'm trying to remember.
Judith,
that was close. She, I guess she's like in charge now. She's like the new Carl / Rick, and she's wearing Rick's cowboy hat, and she has his gun. And Michonne is like the leader of the pack now. Daryl is Daryl's Daryl, and Jesus and the guy, I forget his name, the gay guy, he's there too.
Oh, okay. What's his name?
Yeah, so they do a time jump in Negan. They put Negan in like a jail. So there you go.
What? And what about Maggie?
That's the thing. They because they announced before the season, that Andrew Lincoln was leaving, but they also announced that they're going to write Maggie off, and they didn't even announce that she was leaving in the episode. They pretty much just time jumped and said, "Oh, she left. She went to another tribe," or whatever you want to call it.
What?
So yeah, Carol's
That's
still there.
shit.
Carol's still there. They're introducing something called the Walkers, or not the Walkers, the Whisperers. In the comics, they're fake zombies. They're like people wearing zombie masks and pretending to be zombies.
Oh! You're talking about the novels, okay?
Yeah, and the big baddie is, and you might appreciate this because I don't know, you watch Sons of Anarchy, right?
Of course I did.
Opie from Sons of Anarchy is playing the big baddie.
Opie! Yay! He was my favorite. Fuck Jax. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Everybody was all like, "Oh my god!"
Jack's got a
Whatever,
little tiring.
Charlie
Jack's got a little tiring
He was
after
a
a while.
whiny little bitch, is what he was.
His weird American accent that kept slipping back and forth to British.
Oh, I mean, he wasn't bad looking on the eyes, give or take. But if I had to choose between Jax Teller and Opie, I'd choose Opie in a heartbeat.
That's actually one of the reasons why I started watching Sons of Anarchy, because I just saw him randomly. Because I remember that actor from Remember the Titans as Bertier. And
Yes.
he was like clean shaven, and then I see him on Sons of Anarchy, and he has like a
Nobody
grown
else
man
knows
beard.
him from that movie. Oh my god. Thank you so much.
I remember useless information. So, I just remember seeing
And
them
that
on.
is like one of my favorite movies of all time. I can watch Remember the Titans over and over and over.
Oh, I love Remember Titans. One of my like top 15, top 20 movies, that's for sure. And I just remember seeing them on there, and I see Peggy Bunny on there. I'm like, this is the most random cast of people.
So, it was a great cast. It was a great cast. Ron Perlman is like legitimately one of my favorite actors.
It made me like Ron Perlman. And I wasn't a Ron Perlman fan before, but I watched this and I'm a fan. And
it was so funny because they came to Comic-Con a year before I started actually watching the show. All of them.
Yes,
Ron
we
Perlman,
went.
Opie.
We went. That's the year that we went together, all of us.
Yeah, you remember. Okay, yes, you remember. And then the next year, so like I watched all of it. I was like, are you kidding? I could have.
I got a picture with Opie. And I feel weird. I feel bad because like I was like, thinking in my head, what am I going to talk to him about? And I get there and it's like, hi, you're I like anarchy. I didn't actually say that. I was just like a deer caught in the headlights. And he's actually really nice, but I was just like so starstruck. I'm like, I'm a huge fan of the show. I love the show so much, and I like have Sons of Anarchy memorabilia. Like, what is it?
Yeah, my husband does too. He's got quite a few shirts. We got the kids onesies, sons onesies.
Yeah.
And he had a ring, and granted, I used to wear it at work, and then it started getting caught like on my IVs and stuff, so I had to leave it in the car. But it's the actual replica of the Sons of Anarchy ring.
Yeah.
The Sam Crow ring, and then he's got patches that I put on his jackets and stuff like that, for like Sam Crow and stuff like that. He was even thinking about getting the Reaper, not the whole tattoo per se with like the Anarchy sign and stuff, but the Reaper itself. He would like that as a back piece tattoo. It's a badass piece. He can't say it's not.
Oh, it is. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I first time I started watching it was like the second season, like literally the second season, the beginning of the second season when Gemma is, I think, gang raped. And
oh yes,
because it was one of those things by Henry Rollins and the rest of us.
Yes.
So I
remember that episode.
Literally watched that. I finished out the whole second season, and I bought the first season because I wanted to keep up with it. So and then it just went from there. I'm still. I don't know if I would like to say the word because that's a TV show, but I'm still pissed off about how Gemma killed Tara.
I personally, I was sad for Jax, but I was personally happy to see fucking Tara.
Come on, come on.
She was, oh my god, she pissed me off
It was
so
the love
bad.
of Jax's life. It was the mother of his children. Like, how can you be happy about that? Come on. You're terrible.
I am. I'm not gonna lie. I felt bad for Gemma dying. I was happy when Tara died.
Why didn't you like Tara?
I mean, I generally liked her character, of course, because she, like you said, she's the love of Jax's life. But it's just, starting towards the end, she knew what she was getting into when she got back with Jax. Knowing that he was never, ever going to leave that kind of life. And for her to think that she would, even for his love for her, no, honey. Love, if we all can vouch for knowing true love, it's not about changing the person who you want them to be. It's adapting to the person who they already are, because that's who you fell in love with. Whether she wanted to admit it or not, she liked the bad guys. And then towards the end, she started threatening to take the kids away, trying to take the kids away, getting the FBI involved, knowing the kind of heat it would bring onto her husband, and then putting him in situations the way he did. I didn't agree with how she handled it and how she went about it, and her abuse of power as his old lady. And that's kind of just what disconnected me from Tara.
She wasn't. I don't think she had abusive power. That's Gemma. Gemma was trying to like meddle with everything,
control everybody. Yeah, I will give and take that. But towards the end, Sarah was turning more into Gemma than she wanted to admit.
No, I don't see it.
Yes,
No,
I see it.
I don't know about all that. I don't know. I like
Lying
Tara.
about losing the bee, blaming it on somebody else, conniving, twisting it around.
Yeah, I guess that was a little over the top.
That's not little. That's big. Yes, I was gonna say that's not little at all.
The death
And then try to blame it on her.
the death I still hate is Opie's.
Yeah, no, legitly cried
Yeah, 'cause
when Opie died.
I didn't see it coming because I was like, that was his boy. I think after Opie died, that's when he saw Jax kind of take a turn for the worse. And
Yeah,
it was just emotional. I think it was emotional for the cast too. It was like
to let it go.
Yeah, the creator would literally say that he wouldn't plan out deaths, or he would plan out deaths, but he just wouldn't let people know about it until day of filming. So,
Walking Dead is the same way too. They don't know who's dying until the day that they're shooting. I think it saves the reaction for better because it's on the eyes, it's on how you portray it. If you can make me believe what you're feeling, whether it's anger, happiness, sadness, frustration, annoyance, or anything, if you can make me feel that and portray it, then you're doing your job well. If you can't make me feel that, if you can't make me cry, especially if you can't, because it's so easy to do it in a movie and such. I cry at the stupid Super Bowl commercials, so if you can make me cry, you're doing your job somewhat right. But if you can't even sell that, then there's a problem with your acting.
because I know they did that in Infinity War, because like literally, I think only two of the actors actually knew it was going to happen. I think it was a Downey and Cumberbatch. Those are literally the only two actors that actually knew it was going to happen. Everybody else was given like fake scripts. So the day of, filming the last scene, the actors who were snapped away, they literally said that they were gathered in a bus and told, this is what's going to happen. And I think Bucky literally said the day of, someone told him, this is like you're acting, you're going to get on your knees and fall down. And he's like, okay. So am I dying? And they're like,
what?
You won't know until you watch the movie. And Tom Holland
sucks.
And Tom Holland was not given a script because he likes to spoil shit.
Yeah, he's a youngin'. He would ruin it totally. But when Spider-Man fucking disappeared, I was like, oh my god, that's Spider-Man. And then when I collected myself, I was like, ooh, Aunt May's gonna be pissed at you. She's gonna have your ass.
It's gonna be uncomfortable to watch. It may just pretty much like curl out tone.
Lose her shit. Yes.
That will be uncomfortable to watch.
As a mother, that would hurt.
Yeah,
it would make me cry, especially.
Yeah, that's pretty emotional. I got more emotional watching it the second time. First time, I was more just like
in shock.
I was in shock because I'm like, when turning into little dust particles, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? That's literally my anytime I see someone turn into dust, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
That was what Joshua was saying.
Yeah, and I'm just because it didn't click in my head that this motherfucker Thanos was saying earlier. Once I get all these stones, I can make you disappear.
Oh no! My husband knew right off the bat. As soon as he reversed time and Viz had brought Vin back and gotten the stone and snapped his fingers after punching out Cap. That was my husband knew. He was all like, dude, and I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Like, no. I was like, no, absolutely not. Like, I'm not having any of this. I was having the biggest bitch fit on earth. And then I looked at my husband and I was like, they're dying. He goes, no. He goes, where do you think they're going? He goes, he needed a soul gem or the soul stone to get to take the power. People are all trapped there. They're not dead. I was like, well, shut up. They're dying right now. And when Meredith watched it, it was so sad because her character is Gamora. Her favorite character is Gamora. Her favorite beasts are Guardians of the Galaxy. And so when Thanos had sacrificed Gamora for the soul gem, she came into the room because I think we were in the back room, and she was just like so upset, so distraught, like boogers everywhere, eyes are all rolling. And I'm like, baby, what's wrong? Like, legit, that something was broken. And she's like, I don't like him. I was like, who? What happened? Thinking somebody touched her. And she's like, no, him, the perp guy. And I was like, what are you watching? She goes, Avengers. I was like, okay, so you're talking about Thanos. She goes, yes. I don't know why he had to kill Gamora. I don't like him. Tell Daddy that he needs to beat him up and tell him to go away. And he's like, I'm bringing Gamora back. And she's all, now. And I'm like, okay, there's a police. And she goes, no, now. I was like, I beat up Thanos. I go, Thanos will beat up Daddy. And she goes, no, because my daddy liked the Hulk. And I was like, honey, did you not remember the beginning of this movie?
It's like the Hulk. Let me tell you what happened to Hulk.
A little bitch.
He broke his nose. Oh my god! Yeah,
That was it.
It's like I get anxiety when I watch that movie, mainly when Star-Lord fucks everything up.
Dude, I'm just like, Peter fucking A, man.
Yeah, that scene is just like, anytime I watch it, it's like I already know what's going to happen, but then in my head I'm going, why does no one hit him in the face and stop him from what he's doing? Like, how does that not click in somebody's head?
What he's gonna do.
So, I kind of have a resentment towards Chris Pratt now.
Oh, because he fucked everything up?
It's like, I don't hate him personally, it's just like, you kind of fucked everything up. It's like, yeah, I know that's how the movie was supposed to end, but still, fuck Star-Lord. But,
oh yeah, no, I feel the same way, believe me.
So, yeah, the Avengers 4 trailer was supposedly supposed to drop tomorrow, but they moved it to Friday because they're having the funeral for George Bush.
Oh, yeah, that happened unexpectedly.
So, yeah, 94 years old. I mean, again, not to be cold.
I guess because we don't hear anything about him, we forget how old he was.
Yeah, it was kind of like the Stan Lee thing. It's like, yeah, we know he was old, but it's still, it's sad when one dies. And
yeah, everybody was like, well, he was 90-something, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, do you know how many fucking situations those comic books saved my ass from? Like, just from all the bullying in school and shit like that. Like, just reading a comic book was just an escape.
I didn't know you were bullied.
And it's all because of him.
I didn't know you were bullied.
When I was little, yeah, because I was very skinny when I was a little girl, like a board kind of skinny. And I have a snaggle tooth. I have a little bit of a teeth problem per se.
I didn't notice.
A lot of people say they don't notice until they point it out.
No, I noticed. I noticed like the first time I met you, but I don't want to be mean. I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah, I still have baby teeth.
Huh.
That's why that tooth is there, because the snaggle tooth on top here, the tooth below it, if you ever pay attention to pictures or anything, is a baby tooth. So because it never fell out, my teeth got crowded and the tooth just kind of grew on top. And so if I ever wanted to, they just kind of remove that tooth and then they drag the adult tooth. And I'm like, oh, that sounds painful, bitch. You ain't touching my fucking mouth. Shove shit in your mouth and swill around in there and see if you fucking like it.
I absolutely hate going to the dentist for any reason.
I like going to the dentist. I hate going to the doctor.
I hate not because of the physical pain, but the financial pain.
Well, I never really had to worry about it until I became an adult. I'm like, oh, these bitches lied to me. Told me I'd find a Prince Charming and a happily ever after and a fucking pumpkin that turns into a fucking carriage. Nombre. I have to pay for my car. I have to find my own prince. Yeah. Disney fucking lied.
It's like, I'm shocked. So how does Josh feel about this?
He's like, what? He goes, you had to find your prince. He's all, I found you first. So like, you know what? I don't even want to be your prince. I was like, fine, whatever. I don't care.
That's kind of similar what Betty said to me. I kind of make the joke. I'm like, it's like you came to me. I let you have me. She's like, no, I let you have me.
Yeah, something like that.
So it gets kind of awkward when I take her to all these Marvel movies because she sees like all these hot guys and it's like, I need to look like this. Or, well, no, she's not mean about it. She's not like, you need to look like that. She'll just be like, she'll just poke me in the stomach like, you need to get rid of this.
Oh no. Josh is kind of similar to that. Like, he'll make his little comments here and there, and he'll be like, yeah, like when Thor came out, he could tell I had an interest in Thor because of the blonde hair, blue eyes. I think, of course, was got blonde hair, blue eyes. But Chris Hemsworth is a really nice looking guy, and
That is.
he was all, he's all like talking about the abs, and he's all like, "You wish I looked like Thor." This I was like, "No," I was like, "I love you just the way you is." I go, but Thor is not that bad looking of a guy, and he just starts laughing. But it's like with Jason Momoa, it's no permission to do anything. I can't go see Aquaman. I can't watch Game of Thrones. I can't, like, I bought Conan and like Rose to Paloma and all these other Momoa movies, and I'm not allowed to watch any of it.
Like, does he hate Jason Momoa that much?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And
Like,
with every right, so.
He's a decent looking guy. My mom feels the same way. Betty feels the same way. So, yep.
Decent. I think I'm gonna have to like fix that word because it's just he's a little bit more than just decent.
Okay, what do you want me to say? I wanna touch his chest and run my hands all over his body. Like, what do you mean to say?
Luscious, dreamy.
I'm a straight heterosexual man. I can't say things like that.
Yes, you can, and then say no homo at the end. Remember, there was a point in time when everybody was on no homo, bro.
I want to feel his giant penis inside me.
Like, legit, there was a point in time at Warren when I was hanging out like with the Cholo people, the really wannabe gangster Cholo people, and they would like legit say like no, bro, no homo. Those geese look good on you, bro. And I'm like, did you really just say in front of your girlfriend another man living Dickies? Dickies of all things. And they were okay with it.
I don't say no homo because I hate that term because my friend would always say it, and I'm just like, dude, if you're straight, then you don't have to prove it to me. I know you're straight. Even if you weren't, I don't care. Just stop saying no homo. But I don't know. I'm very comfortable in my skin. If I see a guy and he's attractive, I'll be like, yeah, that's a good looking dude. But if it gets to the point where I'm like, he's fucking hot,
I'd have to worry.
I want to smell his musk.
That's kind of like similar to what my husband said when he found out. He didn't even know that Celebrity Fest was coming to town on November 10th and the 11th. And that was for like Cyborg, Batman, and Aquaman to come to San Antonio, Ben Affleck, and everybody for Justice League. And I found a newspaper clipping that had a picture of Jason Momoa and Cyborg on there. And of course, I cut out the newspaper clippings. I wanted to show him so he could possibly get me tickets for my birthday. And he was all like, "Nope, I'm not doing it. Don't even ask me." I was like, "What? You don't even know what I'm about to say." And then he pulls me the newspaper thing. I was like, "Oh. Okay, never mind. You know what I'm about to say."
I don't think there's anyone. I don't think there's anyone like that for Betty that she'll be like, no, you can't meet them or see their movies, because I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where it's like, I'm never gonna meet Scarlett Johansson ever, and I'm pretty sure if I met her, she'd be like, who's this weirdo?
Well, he was like, Josh was just like starting to get over it because my cousin Gary, when we were younger, he used to watch all this Electra and Pamela Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
He was, but I watched it with him because he was our babysitter. And Jason Momoa, originally back in the 90s, his very first show was Baywatch.
Yes, I remember that.
And so, of course, I've known Jason Momoa since his very first show. I've watched Stargate Atlantis. I've watched him in Conan. I've watched him in Road to Paloma, in The Bad Batch, like all the Frontier, all of that. I've watched it all. Game of Thrones. And so I can truly, legitly say, like, I'm a Momoa fan. Just like with John Cena, I followed John Cena's wrestling since he was in college. And then when he was a doctor of thugonomics to when he became the fucking Marine bullshit and all that crap. So I could say, like, I'm a legit Cena fan. For all these people who are like, oh, Jason Momoa, they didn't know him until after he came out in Game of Thrones. Like, that is, like, pinpoint middle mark of his career, and it pisses me off. Especially, like, with John Cena, all these women are like, oh, he's so awesome. They didn't know who he was until he became the fucking WWE champ when he came on Raw. They don't know anything about his SmackDown or his college career, and that's what pisses me off.
So, are you going to go see Bumblebee?
I want to, but I'm, it's
I
more
don't.
along the lines of
I only say that
finding
because
a
John Cena.
babysitter.
I only say that because John Cena's in it.
Oh, I know. Believe me, I get enough balls busted from my husband. He's all like, "Yeah, your boyfriend's in this movie." Yeah, da, 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 da. So he never lets it go. He thinks like I'm still like overly obsessed. Because in high school, I will say it was a small obsession, but
Small obsession.
it was a small obsession in high
Uh-huh.
school for Cena.
Uh huh.
But excuse me, shut up, asshole. But
Speak
no,
truths.
right now. Oh my god, fuck off.
I'm just saying. Well, not a small obsession.
That's what it was. What was when we had won tickets for WWE when John Cena came back after his injury, and he
Yeah.
was the last one to get called out for the Royal Rumble, and his music came out, and I was like, "Wow!" Like that. And my husband's like looking at me because we were just dating at the time. He's looking at me like all crazy eyed. So I thought you say you don't go all crazy for John Cena. I was like, he just came back like after a year of being gone. How can you not go crazy? You know, yeah, I don't believe.
I remember that. That was the Royal Rumble in New York at Madison Square Garden. I was watching that because he was actually supposed to be out for a very long time. Supposed to miss WrestleMania.
And he came back sooner.
Yeah, and then his
And his fucking music came out, and he was number one. And I was just jumped out of my seat. I was all, yeah.
he was actually the very
No,
last.
no.
Very last-
No, there was one where was he number 3? I thought
And-
he was number 1.
And the one I was just talking about, yeah, he was number 30.
Bro, no, we had won tickets to the Royal. It was when the Royal Rumble came to San Antonio.
Are you talking about
We
in
were in
07?
high school.
In 07?
We were in high school.
He wasn't in the Royal Rumble match. He was actually wrestling. He was the champion. He was facing Umaga.
No, I don't. He got called out. It was like a fucking long number. It may have been. It was
Yes,
long ago. So
Jess.
maybe from here to there.
Just
I'm
look it
talking
up.
to. Who am I talking to? Yeah,
You're-
who am I
you-
arguing with?
Yeah, you're talking to me. You're
I'm all like,
talking.
yeah, who am I arguing with? Never mind. But yeah, you remember the time. I may have had my time frame wrong, but you remember exactly what match I'm talking about. And yeah.
I'm still kicking myself that I didn't go to that one. I went to the one that came recently, but that one you went to.
I didn't get to go to that one.
I was lucky enough to go to that one because I didn't think I would go because me and Ben went to the NXT one. I bought tickets first, and I was thinking, I don't know if we'll be able to go to Royal Rumble. And then like her brother ended up getting tickets. He's like, yeah, there's still cheap tickets on them. And so I bought them, and the whole weekend was just on Saturday we went to NXT Takeover, and then the very next night we went to the Royal Rumble. So it was freaking nuts. And we get like balcony seats where we can see everything, we see the whole ring, but we had to like squint and be like, who's that? Like, who's that up there? And
Go
yeah, we were sitting behind the entrance where they make their entrance. So like when we got to our seats, the pyro started going off, and it freaked me the fuck out.
I do remember your picture showing how close y'all were.
Yeah, and I think you were pissed off. You were pissed off at me.
Oh yeah, I was very pissed off.
It's like, hey, they're still cheap tickets, but I think that's going to be a tradition where it comes here every 10 years. The first time it came, it was in '97, and then 2007, and then 2017. So I'm guessing 2027. We're going to have to look forward.
27.
It's like we're going to have to look forward to Royal Rumble in 2027.
Damn.
What time is it?
10:30.
Okay, I'm gonna cut it a little short because I'm gonna go to the gym in a bit. But was there anything else
Go right ahead.
Was there anything else you wanted to go over in particular?
No, this was actually kind of fun. It was just talking and shouldn't stick with you like normal, basically.
It's basically normal conversation.
Yeah, no.
Nothing new.
I mean, if you want to come back later or ask me to get back on later, if you have anything you do want to talk about, you're more than welcome to, and I'll just hop back on. Hopefully the kids will be laying down, or if you want to schedule something in the future, we'll make sure that my kids are asleep or with somebody else somewhere else.
Yeah, we
can
can.
get a good show.
Yeah, let's. Next Tuesday, let's I guess do like a late night show, and see how it works out.
That'll probably be better.
So,
Because I thought like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, they'd be showered, laying down, going to bed, and that was just not the case.
yikes. So, next Tuesday, like at, let's say like 11-ish.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. I will text you in a bit, and you have yourself a good night.
Thank you. You too. See you later.
All right, take care. All right, that's the end of the show. I have to do a lot of editing. So much editing, so much editing. Anywho, you know the deal. Sorry, I have a stuffy nose. I just got this weird stuffed up nose. Spreaker is our home base. Make sure you head over to iTunes and show me some love there. Leave a nice little review and a rating. Same thing on Facebook, Drew Yari Show, Twitter, Drew Yari Show. We'll be back next Tuesday. You have to start recording a little late. That works for me. I actually prefer it that way. And shows every Wednesday. And that's about it, I guess. Next Sunday, expect to hear a pay-per-view review show for TLC, which is also the day I graduate from college. So there we have that to look forward to. Or I might just do something else during the week this week. So, anyways, thank you guys for listening. Thanks for all the love I get. Thank you guys for the nice compliments on the show I had with John last week. And hopefully I can get him back on. I would love to have John back on. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for listening and have yourself a good